Hello guys, today's video is going to be a quick weave tutorial. I'm going to show you how I achieved this blunt cut quick weave. So to start, we're going to start with clean dried hair. My hair was partially blow dry and I am 100% natural. So when I do quick weaves, I don't like to leave a lot of my natural hair out, but I am going to show you how I measure how much hair I leave out. So basically I take my comb like I'm doing here, and then I flip my leave out over the comb. If I can see the comb, that means I don't have enough leave out and then I need to add a little more. And by doing this technique, it ensures that my wefts are covered each time. And it's a really good technique if you have thin hair or if your hair is very fine. So next we're going to start to cornrow our hair. I like to cornrow my hair under my quick weave because it ensures that my hair stays flat. As you can see, I have a lot of hair, but I'm going to show you how I connect my braids. So basically I start my second cornrow and then I take the end of my first braid and I'm just going to kind of just pull it by the end, loop it up, and I'm going to connect it into that second braid. And that just helps to, again, make everything nice and flat, because you don't want to have a lot of lumps and bumps underneath your quick weaves. You want everything to be smooth. So I'm going to continue this process on both sides. Again, I'm going to braid all the way down, and when I start my next cornrow, when I get, I would say, about a quarter of the way down, I'm going to connect my second braid. I'm also going to be moisturizing my hair. I'm going to be using jojoba oil, and later on I'm also going to apply that in between my braids. So I'm going to show you that process again. Just take the end of your braid, pull it up, and then you're going to continue to cornrow, and you're going to do this until you get to the middle of your head in the back. And I'm going to show you what it should look like. So I like to start on one side until I get to the middle of my head, and then I start on the opposite side. And I do this because most of the bulk is going to be in the back of my head and not on the sides. So this is what the finished braid pattern looks like. I'm just going to oil my scalp with that same jojoba oil. And as you can see, we have one braid hanging in the back. I'm just going to pull that up and place my stocking cap on top. Now with my quick weaves, I like to use 2 stocking caps for an extra barrier. And as you can see, it's going to get a little bit hard for me to start to sew. So I like to take this white pencil and I use this as a guide so I know where to start and stop my wefts. And as you do this, you'll see exactly why this is important. So next you're going to take your hair glue and your scissors, and of course you're going to take your hair. And I'm going to start to measure out where I want my tracks to be placed. Now I'm going to be doing the rest of this by feel. I don't have any mirrors, but I wanted to show you exactly what it looks like. So you're going to apply your glue to your weft, and then you're going to place your first track ear to ear. And again, I'm doing this by feel, so you guys just bear with me. So once you place that first track, I have a 2-finger rule, and that means I take 2 fingers and I use that as a space and I apply my next weft. So I'm going to continue this process going from ear to ear. And typically I like to place between 3 to 5 tracks in the back before I start my horseshoe shape. And that is what I'm doing here. I'm going again from ear to ear. And then once I get my wefts right above my ears, I'm going to start to go from temple to temple. And again, it's going to still be in a U shape. And this is going to give me the fullness that I want in the front. And I'm just going to continue this process until we get all the way to the top. Now as you get to the top, you're going to see exactly why those white lines are so important, because you're going to start to close that U shape up. And for me, it's hard for me to see because everything is black. So I like to use those white lines as a guide, and that is going to help me, again, know where I need to stop placing my wefts before I have to cut the stocking cap underneath. So it's very important to make sure that those last 2 tracks are firmly placed and they are dry before you start to cut your stocking cap. You don't want any of your tracks to start to lift up or to shift. So you're going to cut the first stocking cap away, and as you can see, it's easier for you to see my part here in my natural hair. So now I know I have to add one more track to close in that space. So I'm going to apply this last weft, let that dry, and then I'm going to cut off the remaining excess stocking cap. So we're going to section off our hair, and I'm going to show you the products I use to blend my natural hair with my hair extensions. I'm going to be using a wax stick. This is the first time I've used this wax stick, but I really do like it. I'm going to have all of the information in the description box. So what you're going to do is apply it close to your roots, and then I'm going to use my Irresistible Me flat iron, and that's going to help me move all of the product from root to tip. I don't like to use a lot of product, so the product that's closest to my scalp will eventually go down to the ends of my hair. So I'm going to create really small sections, and I'm going to thoroughly flat iron my natural hair so that it blends nice with the hair extensions. So the basic keys for a really good flat iron or silk press is, again, small sections, lightweight product, and the flat iron. So my flat iron is on 410. I don't like to go above that for my natural hair because I don't want heat damage. And as you can see, my sections are very small. Also, I want to let you guys know my flat iron setting is at 410 degrees. I am not burning my hair, so don't be alarmed by the smoke. It's just the nature of the beast. Every flat iron creates smoke. So no, I'm not burning my hair. There's no heat damage here. My hair will definitely go back to its natural state. Now this is why this is my favorite flat iron. A seamless flat iron every time. So we're going to do the same exact technique on the opposite side. I'm going to add a little more of the wax stick, and we're going to press that out, and then I'm going to show you how I cut and style. Now for the length, I didn't want this bob to be too short, so I'm going to go a little bit below shoulder length, and I'm going to show you how I create my length. So basically I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to give myself a blunt cut, and I'm only going to do about an inch thick on both sides, and this is going to ensure that everything is even. And then I'm going to show you my little secret for getting a perfect blunt cut every time. So the key is, first, make sure that your chin stays up 90 degrees, and that's going to make sure that everything is cut straight across. But also the secret is making sure that you use a razor. So basically I'm going to give myself a blunt cut in the front, and the rest of this haircut is going to be with a razor. Now with the razor you really can't mess your haircut up, and it's just going to give you a nice blunt look. But even if it's not even, no one will be able to tell. So that is the secret. And then I'm going to go in with my Irresistible Me flat iron, and I'm just going to bend the ends just a little bit. I don't want it to be too much of a bump. I just want to bend those ends, and that's going to give you, again, that nice blunt edgy cut. So now I'm going to take my silk edges, and I'm just going to lay those edges. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give myself the nice little waves. So I was just playing around with it just to show you guys how it looks if you want to create any, designs in the front. But I eventually just went ahead and smoothed it up just to make it neat. So that is basically the end of this tutorial, guys. I know it was very simple and really easy to recreate. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not done so already. And don't forget to follow me on Snapchat and Instagram at ChimereNicole. So I will see you in the next tutorial.